Good afternoon, guys. I want to start this video off with a little bit of a message to some of the people who know about this art. Let's keep on reaching out to people with love and kindness, like our arrowhead friends that just know about arrowheads. We're winning them over, piece by piece, person by person, family by family. They are starting to see it. We just have to show them. We didn't know about this stuff either at a time, and it's come to my attention that this is really hard to see. But for me, it jumps right out at me. So I drew this out for you guys so you can see how he has a brown face and then a big bird on top. So that's his eye, his nose. I use this. And then, of course, his mouth is in there. It's almost like a little cartoony kind of character. It's not like a very defined one like some of these other ones are. And we'll go through those in a second. But so this guy has just a really ridiculous big bird hat on. It's just ridiculous. And so I denoted his eye right there. So that is the eye for that bird hat. He's a painted piece of white quartz. And it's just, you know, we have Cahokia in Illinois. If you guys are familiar with Cahokia, you might not be familiar with Spiro. And Spiro is a place that is where all the art is. Unfortunately, that place was looted pretty heavily. We have a lot of ancient sites here in North America, and the Cahokian Birdman, they have a tablet with him on there. So, and he is half bird, half man. They make these animalmorphic characters. And this particular guy, he just has the big white bird hat on. You see his face is in brown in there, and that's his open mouth. So he's got yelling mouth. Oftentimes, there's some other ones that I have that are not as easy to see, and they all have yelling mouth when they have this giant bird on the head, almost like a parrot hat, I guess, which makes sense. Like, birds were the protectors of the of their, you know, I don't know exactly, I guess, you know, birds are protective, and so they pictured themselves as birds. This is, of course, a giant bird head with his beak there and his eye. He's painted. This is a white piece of painted quartz. It's really a very defined artifact. This is a little bit of a better drawing of this girl here. This is a really popular one. She also has a bird on her head. That's the beak and the eye of the bird. Let's go ahead and take a look at her. I'll put her kind of right next to her portrait right here. And so she has this tab sticking out. So when you can tilt her like that, you can see how this is the eye and the little nose and then a little mouth poking out. Doesn't look like a perfect statue because it is many different things, right? Don't want to sound like a broken record. Some of you guys have heard that probably too many times. I think something's happening with the gateway. I think it is breaking and cracking. Sorry to say, I believe that it is cracking up and splitting. I try to keep it out of the sun, you know, and I think I might just have to pack it back down with clay, because it is just falling apart, it seems. I'm really scared that would happen. I mean, he's already lost his eye, unfortunately, but there's so many more portraits on this, and of course there is an arrow pointing at the face here. So there's a lot going on with this portable art, guys. I'm doing more and more research and finding out that so many people have really provided some pretty good evidence. But this site in North Carolina, woo-wee. Yeah, I mean, you can't get much better artifacts than these painted pieces like this. I mean, so I really feel like if anyone has a chance on kind of proving this, it's not just me, but it's this site. So again, open invitation to all you guys who know about this. You know, Chris Penny, Paleo Stone Hunter, you know, my man Sling Blade, who's always in the comments down there. Country Boy Archaeology, any of you guys, if I don't name you, you know, Seven Rocks, everybody, you guys can come down to the site at any point in time and help me collect some of these. We got these new red effigies that are out there too. I think this one's a frog. I've been really kind of going crazy over this one. It's really beautiful. The color of the red is just beautiful on this stone. You know, it's amazing. So very pretty stuff. And again, you know, open invitation to you guys. If you guys want to come down and grab some of these for yourselves, I'd be more than welcome to just, you know, tell you where it's at. Just email me. I'm not going to expose the site to the entire public, but for those of us who are showing this art and who really care about it a lot, you know, I'm willing to do that. So, you know, we try to give respect where we can, and this is, you know, just kind of like a half-assed effort to show you guys that I do treat these with respect. I'll go ahead and throw this tobacco outside when I'm done. But, you know, these artifacts were placed in here for a reason. They may be funerary stones. They are black. On the other side, oftentimes one side will have color and one side will have black. Black is the color of death to these people. And so to these ancient people, to ancient people, I don't want to talk about them like, you know, they're not part of who we are. And, you know, the Native Americans, they are still here as well. These are the ancestors probably of the Native Americans, but I'm not so sure. I mean, I don't write a narrative about this because as soon as you write a narrative, it'll go ahead and change on you. That's something that Paleo Mountain Man taught me, and he's very correct on that. So you can see how this portrait of the woman, she does have a flower in her hair there. And she also has that same little Adam's apple that the fella up top there in the beginning of the video that I showed you has. A lot of times they will denote that Adam's apple. The same thing with the young girl statue here. You know, she has her little Adam's apple as well. So these themes, these common traits of these lithic artifacts repeat over and over again. And just kind of want to show you that. I've got some more of these statues of the woman here. It's a very beautiful one. And there's also other images on it as well. So I'll go ahead and try to tilt her up a little bit to get those facial features poked out for us. And you'll be able to really see how, when you tilt her just correct, you'll be able to see how the nose will poke out. See how the nose pokes out? And then you'll always see a small little indentation for the lips. This is a huge head statue. And sure, it's not very, you know, defined, but if you look close enough, you'll be able to see that there is actually a carved in eye with a brow and everything in this statue. A statue of a person, but it's multifaceted, so it has several different images on it. That's why it doesn't just look like one thing. Well, where I was going to go with that is saying that, to finish my thought here, is that some part of me thinks that some of this isn't really that old. I think that, you know, this is kind of a lost art, and I think that it may have been going on by the Native American tribes, and they've lost so much information, they've lost so much of their history that, you know, when I first started this channel, I was speaking a lot for Native American people, and no one said a damn thing, and no one's going to say a damn thing now if I say anything, but I try to be respectful, and what I'm trying to say is that this stuff may have been being made just before colonialism, like, you know, in the 1300s, let's say, 1200s, you know, Christopher Columbus, 1492, right? I think that some of this stuff may have been made not so long ago, not as old as some of us might think. Now, some of it, of course, is very old, but I think the tradition, they called this the New World, right? The New World had all kinds of, you know, new land and people that were untouched by our cultures. And so perhaps they were still making this art, and I'm curious, very curious, to see if there are anybody else, like if there's any other humans that are still creating stone art. If you guys know of any cultures or any people that are still creating stone art, I'd love to learn about them. So you can see the hole in this, and you see how it's got a little thing in there like a pupil. It's intended. It's supposed to look like an eye, and that's exactly what it looks like, right? It's a hole in the stone with a small little sliver through the bottom of it there, like through the middle of it. Some of them are very defined, just little totem fellas. You can see how that is kind of like a Mount Rushmore style, right? You know, and part of me also thinks that we knew about this, that, you know, we came in and we conquered and we put our faces on the mountain. So I don't really know what the big secret is, but I know that I'm going to have to take a break from this for a little while, guys. I'm going to show you what I got here outside in my living area. All this stuff is getting moved to the studio in the garage. These repeating patterns of these muskrat persons. You can see how they have like little cracks for lips, almost like a little bear face, and this white spot is the eye, and then you'll see that over and over again, repeating over and over in different stone types: crystal, painted, quartz. Most of these are the painted quartz gateway style pieces, but these repeating archetypes happen over and over again. There's more stuff on different sides of them, but I'm gonna have to give it just a little bit of a break, guys. I am getting a little bit burnt out, and I want to go ahead and set up my lab correctly. I want to do a little more research on my own, so this will be probably the last video for a week or two. I'll still be around to respond to comments and stuff, so don't worry, everything's good. Just gonna have to do a little rearranging and a little bit of kind of thinking about how I want to present this in the future. I went ahead and got a video recording editing app, and I'm going to start editing some more of these videos so that the production quality is a little better, so that maybe we can let some more people know about this. I'm not giving up, but I am going to go ahead and give it just a small break, just so I can kind of reorganize and get my research together in the correct way. Try to go back to the roots of not, you know, letting these outside influences get to me. And so just a heads up on that. But everything's going good. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Bye-bye.